Hello, welcome back to another week of Hibblejayvlog. Today I want to talk a little bit about modding in general. Although I've not really had the time to do nearly as much reviews as I'd have liked to, one of the main things I wanted to show off with my channel and my blog is mods, as well as full games. Mods are often programmed by an individual or a small group and are usually released for free for the enjoyment of the community. So in doing what I do, I wanted to give a little back to the authors of the mods that I use. So why do we mod our games? Well, there are three general reasons. Firstly, there are tweaks, fixes and patches which slightly alter the gaming experience to make it closer to what the developers originally intended it to be, or to make the game a more enjoyable experience. The unofficial Skyrim patches are an example of the modding community coming together to fix various issues in the huge game that is Skyrim. A game so vast, it would take an age for the dev team to find, fix and distribute all the patches. I actually remember seeing on the Bethesda support page something along the lines of, if you're here to report a clipping issue, don't bother, we don't have time to fix it, which I thought was pretty funny. Secondly, you can mod a game to expand upon the content that's already present, so things like new quests, new weapons and armors, etc. Those mods can vary wildly from a few megabytes for a new weapon up to several gigabytes. The mod that springs to mind here is Kobayashi Maru mod for Star Trek Bridge Commander, which weighs in at well over a gigabyte for a game that's only a few hundred megabytes big, adding a whole heap of new stuff and pretty much quadrupling the original content of the game, while still letting you use most of it in the original game itself. Finally, there are total conversion mods, which completely change away from the original game. Some of these will eventually blossom into their own games, like DayZ and Dota 2. These mods use the user interface and framework of the original game to effectively create a new game, which can range from something of a similar nature to a completely different topic. There are many examples of all these different kinds of mods for literally thousands of different games out there. This is probably where I tell you to put your search engine to work and try them out for yourself, but actually I err on the side of caution when it comes to mod, and here's why. There are some mods out there that, while still being lore friendly, can fundamentally alter the experience of the game. Don't get me wrong, this isn't always a bad thing, but it can detract or alter the original experience of the game as intended by the developers. Take my earlier example of Skyrim. Something like a texture of pack isn't going to be detrimental to your experience, but modding the BFG 9000 into your game is going to seriously screw up the difficulty for you. I'm not saying don't do it, just be sure of what experience you want to get out of the game when you're considering putting mods on, particularly if it's your first playthrough. In that case, I'd recommend getting a feel for the game, and getting to know what you'd like and what you would like to change. Then put the mods that you feel the game needs and try them out. My general rule of modding is that mods are infinitely harder to get rid of than they are to install. In most of the games that I run with mods, it's a case of install the mod by dragging and dropping the folder, and uninstall the mod by deleting the entire game folder, reinstalling the game, and then reinstalling all the mods that you wish to keep. As someone who's never actually finished Skyrim because I've had to keep redoing installs and restarting characters, take it from me not to just vomit every mod that you come across into your game. If you're not sure about a mod, make a backup of your current install so you can revert back to it if it doesn't work out. And for the love of everything that is holy, read the description. Just because all the mods you've installed for a game before have been drag and drop doesn't strictly mean that the one you're about to install is. And then there's also the matter of conflicts that you should be clued up about as well. Again, if you're not sure, make a backup. The other thing to keep in mind is that mods are generally not made by large groups. Mods are not tested on a wide variety of platforms, and if something does go wrong, you're likely to receive little or no support. This brings us back to the aforementioned point that mods are a lot harder to get rid of than they are to install. Most of what I just said makes it sound like I don't recommend modding games, but that's not true. There are some truly fantastic mods out there, which impact tremendously on your enjoyment. I've even seen mods that rival or even surpass the quality of the original game. What I am saying is be wary. A good practice, albeit a tedious one, is to install mods one at a time, making backups beforehand and running the game after each install, just to make sure that everything's working swimmingly. If it's your first time playing a game, I recommend only modding the game to what you need, but if you're returning to a game and wanting a different experience from before, then by all means knock yourself out. Remember that mods aren't made by huge companies, and they're usually distributed for free, so share and endorse the mods that you've enjoyed. It'll really make a developer's day. So that's all for today. Modding is a colossal sea that I've just taken a quick paddle in, so if you've got anything to say on the subject, please post a comment below. I'd also be interested in hearing your stories of the great and the grim mods that you've experienced in your gaming careers. Remember, you can now find me on Facebook and Twitter, and this video will be fully transcribed over on my blog. All those links are in the description below. I'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you for watching this far. I just have a quick message. On Sunday, I had to get involved in keeping an area safe from fire until the fire service arrived. I was shocked that dozens upon dozens of people were just passing by, not stopping to make sure that things were safe. This isn't the first time I've voiced my opinion on this, because it's something I feel very strongly about, but I've now made a video clip which has received the support of the Edinburgh Fire Service. I'd appreciate you taking the time to watch it. It's only 30 seconds long. A separate link to the clip is in the description below. If you could like it and share, I'd be extremely grateful. Thank you. Section 3, take 1.